how did design as a career happen to you?
Take admission in architecture because my father is a civil engineer, and at one moment he said, now I think you are creative and you should go for architecture.
So you actually have seen two extremes of design, the best in India and the best in Italy, best in Europe. What was unique out there and what is so unique out here?
In Europe, what happens is the sense of aesthetics is on a different level. It is because the society has solved all the basic problems of the society. Now they are on the next level.
एक स्टूडेंट को फैसिनेशन रखनी चाहिए for going abroad.
I would say fascination रखनी चाहिए, yes.
What would you recommend to a design student who is pursuing undergraduate degree in India?
Undergrad from design institute in India is, I think that will give you a solid base to pursue your master's.
ग्रेजुएशन करते करते स्किल्स क्या क्या डेवलप करनी चाहिए?
I see a lot of design students are very good in terms of design, aesthetics and all those things, but the communication skills are not at par, right? The presentation skills are not at par,
Okay.
right?
Very rarely have I come across a designer who has chosen a road less traveled. You know, an architect by profession, then a designer by choice, you know, goes on to join one of the most prestigious and elite colleges of India, NID, as a postgrad student. Then you go to the best in Europe, Politecnico di Milano.
Yes.
And then you come back and you become an entrepreneur. And then I see you pitching at Shark Tank. How many feathers do you have in your cap? So I would like to welcome you, Abhimanyu. And it's a sheer pleasure talking to you. I was really waiting for this opportunity. And welcome to this interesting, interactive show that we are going to witness.
Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me. It's a privilege and honor to be here. I've always admired you and your journey. So I'm ready for all the questions, all the things what you have in mind. I'll try my best.
Great. I don't have questions, but I have conversations with you.
Perfect.
So to start with, आज की दुनिया में जब students evolve होते हैं 10th के बाद, and I see so many students coming to me, and then the questions that they have is, you know, management, engineering, medicine, law. People talk about these careers, but frankly, design as a choice बहुत कम लोग होते हैं.
Yes.
My first question to you is, how did design as a career happen to you?
So I would say, frankly, design happened to me very, I would say, it was a surprise for me also. I have always been creative, but never thought that I will take architecture or design as a subject in my bachelor's or master's. But eventually things happened in that manner that I had to take admission in architecture because my father is a civil engineer. And at one moment he said, now I think you are creative and you should go for architecture. Then when I entered, then I realized that yes, this is the field for me, and I'm more suited here rather than any other engineering or any other discipline, MBA or something like that. So I think that was the time when I listened to my father and I trusted his decision, and then I entered into architecture. So I would say today students have a lot of options. Back, I'm talking about 2000, early 2000 years. So I think that time design and architecture was not the obvious choice because these are not the courses where you get a job, right? A good job. Either your family should be into design or architecture, you should have a well-established family business. But then it changed. I think now it has changed. A lot of people are exposed to these things. People are traveling a lot. So they have a lot of options. They're exposed to design and architecture as subjects. So I would say these days, this decision making is less, I would say, complicated, and students are more exposed towards this. So I would say this is more easier now as compared to like 20 years back.
Well, that's very interesting. But I would like to pick up from what you said, that your father told you, or he suggested that since you're creative, go for architecture. So there are two things. One, your parents' orientation, and because he apparently was an engineer
Yes.
by profession. So पहली बात तो ये कि उनका role कितना था. दूसरा, I would like you to tell me, because there are so many students who don't really understand, who don't realize as to what they are good at. So what made you feel that you're creative? What are those instances which made you feel that you're creative?
I think designers are by nature, they're very observant. They observe things very carefully. So if you think, as parents also, if you think, or if you observe that your kid or your boy or your girl, they're very observant, they're very key, they have an eye for detail, they're very patient, and they have this something for design or something creative. And I think these are the signals that parents, of course, pick up. And also, I would say, even for kids, if they think these things excite them, I think sometimes you have to listen to your parents. Sometimes you have to do things what your parents want. Sometimes you are so confused and you can't take decisions. So at some point of time, you have to listen to them. So, and I did the same thing. These days, kids are maybe more rebellious, but I would say because parents, they have given birth to you, they know you the best. So if they are giving you some input, you should listen to them.
That's very interesting. A lot of learning for me out here. So the role of parents is very important. They can nudge, they can push, they can guide. And that is what really is important. And to that extent, it's very important for us or young people or the generation to really listen to them. That's what you did.
Yes.
And after that, they say the rest is history.
Yes.
Yeah. तो डिजाइन इस तरह से चूज किया, मतलब बाकी सब एलिमिनेट हो गए.
Yes.
है ना, वो दिमाग में था भी नहीं कि कुछ और.
कुछ नहीं.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself as a creative person?
I would say 7.
Yeah.
7 should be good enough.
Can you define creativity?
I think you cannot define creativity, but it's a package. It is not one single element what you can pick, say that this is being creative. So this is, when you are creative, I said you are more observant, you are more empathetic, you are more keen to, you see human emotions. So I think these traits make you more creative, I think.
Wow.
So it's a set of things, it's a set of skills. It is not one trait that you should have.
Oh, wonderful. But I see the journey, it's a roller coaster ride. जब मैं देखता हूँ तो architecture के बाद NID happened. And then you went to Italy.
Yes.
So how did the transition how did that take place?
Okay. So after my architecture, I was very confused that again, because I took admission in architecture because my father said, and I did well. I was a good student. But after, because it's a long course, it's a 5-year long course. By the end of it, I was kind of tired that यार इतना पढ़ने के बाद में भी you don't have such high paying jobs as engineers or MBAs or whatever. Then I thought कि is it worth it? Because 5 साल में लोगों की masters complete हो जाती है and you are only a graduate student. Then I thought I should explore a bit. Maybe I can go for an MBA or civil services. So I gave myself a small break of 1 year to decide to explore that what maybe I should give myself a break and see where I want to go. So then I appeared for all the exams of CAT. Then I applied for GATE for masters in IIT. At the same time, because NID always fascinated me, so I sat for the NID exam also. And unfortunately, CAT, I was around 90 percentile. It was not good enough. But I got selected for IIT Roorkee. At the same time, I got selected for NID.
Okay.
And it was a very tough decision. And I went to IIT Roorkee, enrolled, came back, and the same day NID results came. And I refused the seat of IIT Roorkee for NID. And my father was very furious. He was not happy that, why did you always wanted to go to IIT in your bachelor's?
So NID, how many years did you spend there?
2.5 years for my master's.
So NID is one of those institutions that people really aspire for in India. So why don't you narrate, or can you narrate an incident which changed your outlook towards design, towards life in NID?
So I would say the overall NID, most learning happens with each other. It's like peer learning, right? Because you have such talented people, they are admitted to NID. So I would say I still remember that aha moment you say. A guest lecturer came for a material that was paper honeycomb as a material, and then I saw that material. There was something happened in my stomach, in my mind, that okay, yes, this is the material what I always wanted to explore. because paper as a material always fascinated me, because it's a very weak material, but at the same time, when it combines, it can challenge any other material. So that moment I decided, I thought this is a paper honeycomb material where I want to explore more. So that, I think, that day changed the entire journey, and I'm still stuck with the same material.
This is so interesting. This is so interesting. You said your first brush with paper, when your faculty came, and possibly, you know, that interaction with paper changed your outlook, and you still are enjoying and evolving with paper. It's so interesting, because I've seen, you know, people when they actually choose career, it's more of serendipity. For example, I've seen so many parents coming to me, and they have this complaint about the child that, you know, speaks too much, you know, and then after a few years I come to know that the boy or the girl has become a radio jockey. And then there are people who are fiddling with, you know, a table, or they're playing with instruments, and they become musicians. So here you are, you know, playing with paper, and you become an entrepreneur, successful in sustainability with respect to paper. That's amazing. That was the aha moment. NID. But then you did not stop there. You went to Italy. Yeah,
Politecnico di
you
Milano.
did that. Yeah. My question to you is, so you actually have seen two extremes of design: the best in India and the best in Italy, best in Europe.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's so interesting. With a lot of young people, they're fascinated for going abroad. They want to go for formal education. So why don't you, can you just look at these two institutions from your own lens and give me a clear difference as to what was unique out there and what is so unique out here?
So I would say, if you talk about NID, in whole terms, the Indian design education system, or the culture, we are always very practical. Because we have real life problems in the society, and so we are always focused about those practical problems and practical solutions. In Europe, what happens is the sense of aesthetics is on a different level. It is because the society has solved all the basic problems of the society. Now they are on the next level.
Okay.
So the kind of design, the kind of products, the kind of services they want, they are more aesthetically appealing. They may not be so practical, or they problem oriented. So I think that's where the projects and the brief of the design changes. So Indian designers are more practical. They know how to make the product economically viable. But European designs are always very fascinating. They may not be as practical as Indian designs, but they look fascinating. So I think sense of aesthetics is very important in European design.
Oh, that's very wonderful. That's one clear differentiator. So as I understand, I think it stems from the need, because we are a society which is evolving, and our basic needs are very important for us. So things like low cost housing appeals a lot to students or professionals out here, as compared to there, where they are fascinated by grandeur and aesthetics. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So don't you think there's some kind of unlearning that's happening back in India?
I don't see as an unlearning. It's like, I think it's still evolving.
Okay.
It will take time.
Okay.
It will take time. Maybe in the next 20, 25, 30 years, we will be on the same levels.
Okay.
But I think we have a different set of problems and solutions. They have different problems. So I think it won't be justified to compare these two, because these are two different.
Great. So as a student, एक सवाल जो आता है वो बहुत important है कि एक student को fascination रखनी चाहिए for going abroad. अगर हाँ तो क्यों? और अगर ना तो why?
I would say fascination रखनी चाहिए, yes, provided your fundamentals are clear. So I always strongly suggest people that Indian school education is undoubtedly one of the best, right? Because we create the foundation. In fact, the Indian the graduate system is also, if you are going for a design course or something, it's very good, because you will learn the practical aspects, the economical aspects of it. Then you should go for a master's abroad. So that will give you a solid platform to explore the other aspects of design.
When you say solid platform, what does it mean?
So I mean to say, because you're doing design projects, design briefs, which are very practical in nature, which are society oriented. You are solving real life problems.
So in terms of practicality, what activities would you do there? तो ऐसा क्या होता था practicality के लिए? वो I want to know.
So all the projects what we did in NID they were all real life projects.
ठीक है.
They were not hypothetical projects.
ठीक है.
We were doing something. We had a persona. We had a target customer. We were designing for that person. So when the person is there in like a live person, so I think you know the needs, the problems. You identify all these things.
All right.
But in Europe, things were more hypothetical. But those, as I mentioned, those were more towards aesthetically pleasing. So once you know the fundamentals of design, once you know the typical measurement styles, the basic I would say geometries and all those things, then it makes sense to go to Europe and polish those things, because here you are very raw.
So what tools did you use there?
Yeah. So again, I would say a lot of design students are confused between tools and skills.
Yeah, please.
And they confuse skills with tools, right?
I may be
right?
also.
So tools, as we all know, we have a lot of tools. Like after AI, you have a lot of design tools. You have a lot of softwares. Those are tools, right? Observing something, sketching something, measuring something. These are skills that you need to develop over the period of time. So what we do these days, these design students, they mix tools with skills, and that's where the fundamentals go wrong, right? So I would say when you are in Indian design education system, your fundamentals will be very clear. It will be strong fundamentals, because it will always based on a practical design aspects, a practical user, and a real life problem.
So sorry to interrupt, but what would you recommend to a design student who is pursuing undergraduate degree in India?
So I
what
would say
should be the approach?
So I would say undergrad from design institute in India is, I think that will give you a solid base to pursue your masters abroad.
Correct. So agreed, but ग्रेजुएशन करते करते स्किल्स क्या क्या डेवलप करनी चाहिए जो आपने रियलाइज किया होगा कि ये मैंने शायद नहीं करी या ये मुझे करने का फायदा हुआ?
I would say I see a lot of design students are very good in terms of design, aesthetics, and all those things, but their communication skills are not at par, right?
Okay.
Their presentation skills are not at par,
Okay.
right? So when they apply for their masters, when they have to submit their portfolios, when the interview happens, then it becomes a deal breaker.
So that's one. Great.
Yeah.
Any other?
I would say these two things that I observe that I could have done better when I communications and your portfolio presentation skills.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good.
I would say presentation in terms of oral presentation as well as what you create on as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
So the design sense, the design sensitivity, what I see in European designs, the European designers is completely different from the Indian design students. So if I show you a portfolio of an Indian design student, same undergrad student, and a European student, you will see huge difference in terms of aesthetics.
Wow.
Right? The way they use the tools, the same tools are available to all of us. Or if you talk about AI tools, we have all the available softwares, tools, everything is available. But the way we use it in our presentation is different. So we should know how to use the tool like wisely. So that gap I still see.
So it's a very profound learning, for me, and I think for so many students who are going to watch you speak. So while doing the graduation, I believe you're recommending that students should really engage at developing other skills alongside.
Yes.
Skills pertaining to their interpersonal and communication skills, presentability, carving out a portfolio.
Yes.
And of course, you said design skills, and there are so many softwares nowadays, so many programs. So are you implying the fact that they have to really try and upgrade their skills while doing their graduation so that they don't reinvent the wheel and they don't commit those basic mistakes?
Yes, I would absolutely agree with you that they should be learning all these skills and all these tools while they're graduating, because these days it's very easy. Back like 20 years back, it was not so easy. Internet was not there. You have a lot of, so these days you have internet in your mobile phones, you have all the AI tools available, you have a lot of courses which are available online that you can talk to mentors, you can go for workshops, and you can get a lot of exposure. So I would say they should be exposed to all these things apart from their curriculum, right? They should be doing all these things.
So that's very powerful, because I also recognize that, when I deal with so many young students who are evolving in terms of career, the challenge that they face is they become so unidimensional that, okay, let's say I'm doing a finance oriented course. So for them, finance is their life. I'm doing design as a course. So design is my life. But when they actually take the challenge head on, when they actually are in the fray, they realize that apart from design, there are so many dynamics which are important. And I think that's where online platforms are very important, wherein you have skills upgradation. And then very vital aspect that you talked about, the role of mentorship. So इतने साल हो गए काम करते करते, and you have evolved big time. So how would you look at the role of mentorship? Did you have a mentor? How did your life idea change? Because I'll come to the idea of entrepreneurship, because I see you as a big role model for a lot of young talented professionals. But how did that happen? Did you feel the need to have a mentor, or you had one?
So I have always believed in the idea of formal mentorship, right? At all stages of your life, you should have a mentor. In school, you have your teachers, then you have your parents. So in my journey, at different stages, I had different mentors, and I have never seen a phase where there was no mentor. So I always identified a mentor during that period that I can anytime go to and ask stupid questions, maybe give them a call at 3 a.m. in the night. So I think I'm a very firm believer of having a mentor throughout your life.
Great. You know what? When I talk to so many young people nowadays, the first challenge they face is, why do I need a mentor?
Yes.
A. B, because you know why? And when I probe them, they say, what challenge? So in terms of skills that I have to identify, I'll Google. Okay, I have a YouTube video link of a person who is an industry expert. So I don't need to have a mentor, because I have mentor all the time.
Right.
That's one thing that they have their question. The second is, they don't know as to what are the areas where mentors really can change the game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, when you say you've always felt the need to have a mentor, what do you think a mentor can do? Which these gadgets, online, portals and all, so many things.
So I would say it's a very interesting fact that you have identified. I think these all AI tools and all this online thing, what happens is, I think it's a one-way communication. And these all tools are designed to please you. ChatGPT won't critically acclaim, maybe critically assess your resume. It will always say, this is good, this is good. So that sometimes you need a very critical, maybe a feedback from your mentor that this is where you are wrong, and you should go back to the drawing board and start again. ChatGPT or any of these tools will not say you that this is crap and go back. So that going back is really important, because design is an iterative process. You have to always go back and then come back. So it's a repeated process. So I would say a mentor can always help you identifying the challenges and also solving them. Mentor won't solve it for you, but he will guide you throughout. It's like the hand holding that I need. So I think I'm not against the AI tools and everything, but I think we are in a time that having a mentor in person is a privilege.
Wonderful. You know what? There's this very interesting incident that happened in my life. So I was training one of the students, and this guy happened to crack CAT. He got 100 percentile, a topper, all India topper. So when he was preparing, there was a mathematics session, and I'm a language trainer. So he is an engineer by profession. So I saw him leaving the room in 10 minutes. Maths class is going on. He's leaving. I said, why did you leave? He said, sir, I'm good at maths. You know my marks. I just told him one thing. I said, attend the entire session. Maybe one insight from this experienced mentor that you have, it can change the way you look at maths. After the session got over, he told me that I'll never miss any session, even if the topic is very strong to me. And this guy ended up cracking CAT. And I believe this is the biggest virtue, because mentors, you have to surrender. They are the biggest critique, and they are the biggest cushion to you. Yeah. So I believe I really salute those interfaces where you have mentors who are ready to share and surrender. It's better that we actually, and I completely agree with you. All my life, all my success, I really owe it to my mentors. प्रॉब्लम पता है मुझे लगता है क्या होता है, अट्रैक्ट करना एक अच्छे मेंटोर को भी एक आप में आपकी पर्सनैलिटी में होना चाहिए. व्हाट डू यू से?
I completely agree with you. मतलब you have to identification of mentor, and it should be both way. It's a two-way communication, right? Your mentor also should be interested in you. पहले होता है ना, गुरु आपको एक्सेप्ट करता है या नहीं. गुरु बोलता है हाँ तू मेरा शिष्य है तभी तू आ सकता है. जब तक वो मना कर देता है तब तक आप उसके फॉर्मली स्टूडेंट. So I think it's a two-way communication, and I think it's whatever you said. I think it's on point.
Now I'll come to that part of your life which has come in public domain.
Right.
And that is the moment of truth. So first question is, how did the idea of entrepreneurship happen? Because becoming an entrepreneur, यहाँ मेरा इसलिए सवाल है कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि बहुत सारे क्योंकि जब भी मैं देखता हूँ लोगों को आज के ज़माने में लगता है कि एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना एक इतना मुश्किल नहीं है, बिकॉज ज़्यादातर लोगों के दिमाग में रहता है कि कहीं ना कहीं कंटेंट क्रिएशन से या ऑनलाइन दुनिया देख के कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. बट आई रियली वुड लाइक यू टू टेल, यू नो, हॉर्सेस माउथ, ये जो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का कीड़ा कैसे कटा आपको, और एक एंटरप्रेन्योर, एक बिजनेसमैन, एक क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी का बाय प्रोडक्ट होना या एक फ्रीलांसर होना, ये चार डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. इनमें डिफरेंस क्या लगा, एंड आप अपने आप को क्या बोलते हो इनमें, और ये कैसे हुआ?
So I'm a hardcore entrepreneur, which is a hardware kind of product. We have a physical product, we have a construction material and furniture. So I'm that hardware wala. I'm not that creator wala. We are not in that category.
Okay.
Although we innovate, but we don't innovate. We don't create only content. We have a physical product.
Okay.
So I belong to that category of the hardware, as per se. So entrepreneurship again happened, I would say, very naturally, because when I did my thesis on the same material, I wanted to explore कि यार इस material से कौन काम कर रहा है. Are there any people in Europe or abroad those who are working with this, or maybe I want to work on this. I didn't find many opportunities, and all the opportunities were there. They were on a very senior level, or maybe bigger companies were doing it. So I found a gap, that there is a clear-cut gap in the industry, that maybe.
So what was the gap? Can you tell us about the product that?
Yeah. So we have this amazing material, which is a sustainable walling system that can replace the traditional walling system. Right?
Okay.
So it's a sustainable alternate partition system for the typical wall. So to tell you, this construction industry is the biggest contributor of the CO2 emissions. 40% of CO2 emissions are done by construction industry.
Oh.
And no one points that out. And it is one of the fastest growing field. But as architects, we are responsible for this. And I saw a very few architects who are working with sustainable materials. And whenever they are working, it was in a boutique format. It was very niche. So then I thought there's a huge scope of taking it mainstream, where normal people can use it. Maybe when they look for alternates, there are no alternates.
So थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं. CO2 इमिशन कैसे होता है? 40% CO2 इमिशन बहुत बड़ी बात बोल रहे हो आप. और फिर सस्टेनेबल आपका प्रोडक्ट कैसे है?
Yes. तो CO2 emissions होता है कि when it releases carbon, ठीक है, तो जितना कार्बन आप एनवायरमेंट में रिलीज करोगे उस हिसाब से, and because all the products which are petrol and petroleum byproducts, they create emissions.
Okay.
The biggest example are cars.
Yeah.
Right? जो पेट्रोल वाली कार्स है, डीजल कार्स है, वो सब दैट्स. So, and building industry uses all these typical materials like concrete, bricks and all. So these all comes from factory, right? So all creates emissions, and the amount in which it's happening, it's humongous, right? Okay. So that's why construction industry is the biggest contributor till now, till today.
And how your product is different?
Yeah. So what we do is, our product is clear cut and alternate of the traditional material, because we make everything in factory, right? Okay. It's paper. It's 100% sustainable. Okay. It's recycled paper. When I say paper, people think you are cutting trees, but no, we're not taking virgin paper.
Okay.
We're taking recycled paper, and everything is factory made. We just transport our material on site, plug and play. There is no mortar. There is no water. There are no additional things what you need. So if to give you an example, to create a 1 square meter of a wall, typical wall, it needs 50 liters of water, and we do not use a single drop of water during construction, manufacturing, or installation.
Oh, wow.
So that's a huge saving. You forget about CO2 emissions. If we only talk about water, we are saving that much
Oh,
water.
that's powerful.
Yeah.
तो फिर तो आपका प्रोडक्ट कोई बड़ी कंपनी ने ब्रांड नहीं लिया क्या, या
Yes.
आपने खुद ने अपनी
Yeah.
ब्रांड क्रिएट की है?
Yes. So our company is called Hexpressions,
Hexpressions.
and we are working with companies like Saint-Gobain, and it's a B2B product. It's not a B2C as of now, because the scale of production is smaller, and on B2C it becomes expensive because India is a price obsessed market.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. I won't say price conscious. It's price obsessed.
So I want to ask you, as an entrepreneur, you are pretty young guy. So to those who are budding entrepreneurs, जिनको ये लगता है कि मैं entrepreneur बनूंगा या बनूंगी, 3 advice that you would like to give. क्या 3 challenges आपने face किए as an entrepreneur?
So the first challenge is very personal to me, because being a designer, you are not equipped or prepared to being an entrepreneur, because आपके पास वो दूसरी skills ही नहीं है. Do not know finance, do not know marketing. You just know how to innovate. And when it comes to business, design is really important, but it's a very tiny part of the overall business.
Absolutely.
So I faced so many problems when it came to the balance sheets. Pitching was also good, but all these business aspects, the marketing, sales, and all those things, I struggled a lot.
Very interesting. Let's go one by one, because this is very important piece of insight that you're giving. So because you'll be surprised to know, a lot of people don't know that all the IIMs, specifically I know about IIM Ahmedabad, they have unsaid rule wherein they actually invite architects to do management.
Yes.
And it's an irony of life that a lot of architects don't do.
Yes.
And I think it's one of the top skills that you talked about, learn finance-based skills, learn costing-based skills.
Yes.
Yeah. So high time that young designers and architects actually understand the importance of doing these courses. Yes. Very good.
I will go one step further. Schools should start teaching finance to kids.
Oh, wonderful. That's
in a the very basic manner, the principle of saving, the interest, and all the very basic things we should be doing.
Very true. Future of schooling.
Yes.
Very true. So that is one challenge, and that is where I believe it's important. And you also you went one step ahead. I mean, I also believe that the idea about cost benefit, expenditure, flow of cash, and then everything has to be understood. So that's why I think these very powerful online courses, if you don't do a proper management course, is very important. Second challenge.
Again, second challenge is about the timing, right? We always go for perfection. कि यार मेरा product perfect होगा तब मैं market में आऊँगा. So there is no perfect time. You should be in the market as fast as you can. So they say, fail fast, learn faster. So I believe in that idea, because anyways, even if your product is perfect in your eye, once you go to the customer, he will tell you 10 things that won't work. So it's always coming back to the same thing. So I would say, like, as soon as you go to the market, you will get the real insight.
बहुत ही powerful. दूसरी insight, there's this beautiful saying, the joys of procrastination. क्योंकि life का बहुत बड़ा challenge है. पहले मैं perfect हो जाऊँ. Music में कूदने के लिए, I want to be perfect.
Yes.
Physical fitness के लिए, that ideal day we look forward to. And you very rightly said, fail first and learn
faster.
That's amazing, no? So बोलते हैं ना, actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
So this is to people who are having ideas. They should plunge. They should take a plunge.
Yes, they should take a plunge.
That is second.
Yes.
Third, any other challenge that you...
And I think the last and the most important one is about your target customers. Whenever we design products or services, those are very appealing to us.
Yeah.
It's like, for designers, it's like our own baby. And that's the best in the world. But once you go to the customer, they will tell you 10 things about it.
Yeah.
So I would say keep the customer at the center of everything what you create. That's what the human design, right?
Brilliant.
That's what Apple does.
Yeah.
They keep the user at the center of it. And once you are in the Apple ecosystem, you can't go out. There is no exit.
Brilliant.
You keep buying the product.
Yeah.
So I would say empathize with your customers, and then most of the things will be solved.
Brilliant. Steve Jobs, the story of reincarnation of Apple started with customer-centric approach. और पिकासो ने बोला था, उनसे पूछा गया 82 की एज में कि आपकी बेस्ट डिजाइन क्या है, तो he said the next one.
The next one.
बट द कंज्यूमर सेंट्रिक अप्रोच, डिजाइनर्स क्या जिंदगी में हर क्रिएटर अपने आप से ऑब्सेस्ड हो जाता है, बट यू सेड नो, द कस्टमर इज द किंग, द कंज्यूमर सेंट्रिक अप्रोच एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर.
Yes.
Interesting, amazing, very powerful. No doubt that you were the one to pitch at the prestigious Shark Tank.
Yes.
You know, that moment of truth, the moment of reckoning.
Yes.
I saw you there. I was so highly excited to see you. So शार्क टैंक के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि एक तो इस थोड़ा सा बच्चों जैसा सवाल है, पूछूंगा जरूर कि जब आप पिच के लिए जाते हो तो बिहाइंड द कैमरा एक्टिविटीज क्या होती है? मतलब क्या आपको बताया जाता है वहां पे कि ये करना है, मतलब व्हाट और सो मच सो टू द एक्सटेंट कि आपका पिच का रिजल्ट क्या होगा, क्या आपको कुछ आइडिया रहता है? आई वांट टू नो.
Okay. So I will be very candid and
Yeah,
very
go ahead,
transparent.
go ahead.
Na? I don't know if I should be saying this on camera or not. It's scripted because,
Yeah.
so I would say, let's say the pitch is happening on Saturday. You get 3 days of preparation. Based on your product, they will give you a script that you have to learn by heart. Right?
Correct.
And that script has to be in Hindi because of it caters to Hindi audience.
Yeah.
So, and that you can tweak. Matlab, you can tell them there is always few people from their team, from Sony team, they will be helping you in making the script, practicing it. So for 3 days, you are house arrest in that studio, right? And you keep practicing. So we were there from 9 to 9, right? सब कुछ वहीं पे
Practicing for the pitch.
practicing, interacting with the fellow startups, but it's all like कि आप अपने zone में हो, you are practicing, they are asking cross questions, so it's hardcore preparation that goes behind the scene.
Oh, and sharks are not there in those
Sharks
days.
are not there. You won't meet sharks till you are there.
Till you are there.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Until the door opens.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So, what was your most powerful learning of Shark Tank?
I would say I learned the feedback given to us was very critical, and we knew somehow in our hearts that yes, because that was the apprehension in our mind, because the product what we pitched was the furniture range, but our core business was the construction, and that was, we knew that this confusion gonna come, that which way you will be focusing.
Yeah.
That happened. So the feedback from the sharks, most of the sharks, that it's a very niche product. If you want to go big, you have to expand it.
Okay.
And from day one, we were very sure that we don't want to make it, we don't want to commoditize it. We want to keep it niche. So that's where the idea didn't match. And but the practical aspects, the business aspects, what they suggested were on point. And also, as I mentioned, it's all scripted. So, and it's edited a lot. Like you are on air for 5 to 6 minutes maximum, and we were there in front of sharks for 1 hour 45 minutes.
Oh.
So you can imagine how much editing happens. I was discussing and with Anupam a lot, and he said, Abhimanyu, you should have come with your construction business. That's far more important and more powerful than the furniture business. But there was this clash that Sony TV wanted furnitures to be there because they see it from a different, the TRP angle, and sharks see it from a business angle. So somehow you have to decide which one to pick. But yes, you have to pick a side.
Wow. So after Shark Tank, I'm sure life has changed for you. It's quite obvious. Yeah. And you have a big vision and dream. But when you look back in the hindsight, what do you think are the 3 skills? Let's suppose if you were 18 now, suppose आप 18 के, and you would be starting your journey, what those 3 skills you think you would really prioritize first?
I would say, if at 18, if I have any fascination to become an entrepreneur, I should learn finance. The basic finance I should know.
Okay.
Right? You should know, because we are in today's time, AI you should learn, but you don't depend on AI. Take it as your co-founder, or your, not as a competitor, but as your partner, that you can discuss things and maybe refine things.
Very good.
And third one, again, I always go back to those fundamental skills. Fundamental skills, or the basics of design, the basics of entrepreneurship, will go a long way. So nothing can replace these fundamentals. Without these fundamentals, no AI tools, no finance skills, nothing will work. So you should have your base very strong.
So let me ask you now, because that's something which I wanted to. So AI is a reality.
Yes.
As Victor Hugo rightly said, any idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any force in the world.
Yes.
So my question is, and a lot of people are apprehensive about design as a career. You know, AI aa gaya, designers ko kya hoga, wo sab. So you are somebody who's actually right now in the field. You are feeling and gauging the impact.
Yes.
तो young लोगों को आप क्या बोलोगे? AI को कैसे देखें वो?
So I would say AI can replace design, but not the designer, right? The kind of, I would say, you know how to you know how to empathize with your customers. That human emotion, that human feeling, that observation, AI cannot have. So AI solely depends on your input, right? So, like, if your input is so precise, if you have empathized your input, your output will be so great. So you can refine your things using AI, but take your AI as your companion or your partner, not as your competitor, because AI can never take place of designers. It may change designs, but it will change for good.
Wow, wonderful, very powerful. And you know what? When I talk to you and I look at the entire journey that you lived, I realize that subconsciously, I believe you've done very well for yourself, because I think you transcended the conventional education system and you developed certain skills which are very, very vital to you.
Yes.
You know, right from, I mean, the first conversation part that we had, you used the term empathy.
Yes.
Yeah, empathy, curiosity. These are vital life skills now, I believe.
Yes.
They're not just emotions.
Yes.
Apart from that, you are building your entire business on the virtue of sustainability. You know, I was looking at our project and the startup that we are part of. You know, sustainability is one of the courses that we have.
Yes.
And we believe that, you know, individuals or aspirants, you know, who are focusing on design creativity can be part of these courses, which are very important, right? From AI to sustainability to UI UX. And then there are virtues like, or the interfaces like mentors, and they are patrons. And then we have industry connection. So it's a complete ecosystem that we've created. So when you look at it, basically, what addition would you like to see in this kind of realm that we are doing? And what do you really think about it?
I think, as I mentioned, as you rightly said, that students should not focus on their course. Apart from, they should learn the other skills. So I think it's a good combination of your curriculum and mixed with other things, like you can join workshops, you can learn some new tools. So once you have a combination of these, because this is the time where you have to be an expert, but you should have all these skills as it should be a combination of all these things. If you're too niche, it becomes difficult, because you're likely to be obsolete very soon. So you should keep updating yourself, otherwise, like, you will be obsolete very soon. So
Wow. Fantastic, Abhimanyu. I mean, I know that you have a huge journey, a success journey ahead, and I can wish you good luck. And I would love to see that you grow. And we, on behalf of enCODE, actually, we believe that individuals like you actually have made design as a profession, look like a magical career. And I would like to see that a lot of young people take a leaf out of what you're saying, and they create those opportunities and skills for themselves. Right. Any message that you would like to really give to youth or young professionals who are aspiring for creativity, design, sustainability, would you like to actually?
I would like to give you a very small message, that you should know what you don't want to do. What you want to do, you will eventually figure out. But not to do list should be ready. That ये चीजें मुझे नहीं करनी है. जो करना है, I will figure out. But not to do list should be like the process of elimination should be there. So I completely believe in that.
Yeah, what you should not do.
Not do.
Thank you so much. It was pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thanks a lot for the insightful conversation, and looking forward to greater success in life for you and your entire family.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.